Welcome to another edition of the REPMO Football Show. David Brazil alongside Coach Ryan Cornelson as we get set to talk Tiger football. Tough one at Carthage. Didn't get the breaks down the stretch, but I know you don't want to dwell on the breaks you didn't get as you look back at that game.
Yeah, I thought there were some things that we did really well. We executed at a pretty high level for most of the night. Honestly, we got caught on the roller coaster, and I think I said that maybe after the game and we talk about it a lot on our team, that the game is going to have lots of ups and downs. And if you watch us play, I think the one thing for the last 5 years, the one thing you could say is we play extremely hard. And so to be able to play that hard, and we've got to play with emotion, but we've got to be able to control it. We got to be able to stay off. I told our kids we punched our ticket and we got on the roller coaster. So when things were good, man, we were flying high and weren't even lining up at times trying to high five. And then when things were bad, we crashed and did some things untypical of what we want. And so again, if you go back over the years, you look at the close games and the games we've been able to play really well in the end. We've stayed off the roller coaster. We just kept playing the next play, and so great lesson to learn as far as a team is we can't get on that roller coaster and expect to win. And so we've got to play at an extremely high level of effort, but we've got to be able to control ourselves and make sure we don't let the ups and downs of the game dictate the next play. And it happened to us. And it wasn't just right at the end. There was other times during the game I felt like we got on that roller coaster pretty hard. And you look at coming out of the half, and it looked like we were playing not to lose instead of playing to win. And maybe not firing off as hard, or we missed 3 assignments in a row right out of the gate. And that's not who we are. And so all we can do is learn from it. Get better. I thought we played extremely well for most of the night outside of jumping on the roller coaster, and so that's something we have to learn if we're going to win big games and we're going to beat teams that are equal matchups. You've got to stay the course through until the final whistle, and so we weren't able to do that, and it cost us, and so learn from it, keep it rolling.
Same time, you look back at the last 2 weeks, that's 2 top 5, top 6 teams in the state. You beat one of them, you had the other one down to the wire. You clearly belong in that upper level of Class 5 when you play like you can.
I think so. I think our kids are playing really hard. We're playing, we're understanding the schemes. We changed the schemes quite a bit. And again, when you're, I don't know, I say this a lot, but when you're the size we are, you're going to have to change your scheme. You can't just sit in a one defense, and you can't just run the same offense. It's got to be adjustments, and it's got to be changes. To do that, they got to be locked in, and they got to have a good week of practice, and they got to make sure that they understand exactly, not kind of, but exactly what their job is. And for the most part, for the last 2 weeks, they've done it. Now, we've had some breakdowns. Like I said, right out of half offensively, we had 3, or I think the first 3 plays were breakdowns on our end, not necessarily what they did. It's just we didn't do our job. And so, but yeah, when you're playing on the road against 2 really good teams, I feel like our level of play has been pretty good. We just got to continue to get better. Like if we don't learn from it, we don't get better, win or lose. At some point, we won't be where we need to be.
All right, let's take a look at some highlights. You got the ball first, and at first it looked like they might stop you, force a 3 and out. They did some things to slow you down there early.
Yeah, they did a good job. Their defensive ends are really good right there. You saw them come off the edge, and they kind of shut us down pretty quick. There on the 3rd play, kind of a new little, not play, but as far as how we blocked it, a little bit different.
The backs come through here.
Yeah, allowed us to come back underneath, knowing they had watched us do the stuff off the edge a lot, and so allowed Preston to have a big run and get us started off on the right foot.
And then defense came out aggressive as they have been and played pretty well. Gave up this long run.
Yeah, and really they played really well, other than just the missed assignments gashed us, and right there was a perfect example of that. But it's probably for the most part about the best we've done shutting down the run game against Carthage. Obviously, they got a lot of guys in there, and it's the same playing so what we do, and it's tough to get them stopped. And so I was really pleased with how we played defensively, outside of just the few miscues that created big plays for them. And we got to try to not allow big plays because of our missed assignment.
Yeah, Carthage is they're exactly the kind of program that's going to burn you when you do miss something, because they're disciplined and talented.
Yeah, for sure. And it happened like, right here's a great play by Alex. They throw it for the chains, and he made the play just short and got us the ball back. So we had some really good plays. We had some really good assignment sound football defensively, but the times we didn't, it was not good. So
you get the ball back and again manage to run. There's a rare penalty. You had some penalty problems in previous games, but those kind of offside jumping penalties were not as big a deal.
Those aren't good. That puts us behind the chains, and now we're at a different play calling system than what we would be if we were ahead of the chains. There's just outside veer, and he read it, pulled it, and got a big gain or a good gain for us.
Isaiah ended up with his kind of typical yardage. Didn't have a huge game, but man, it's always tough running when he's got it.
Yeah, he's got to be our guy between the tackles that hits it downhill and makes people pay. There again, just a bootleg off the weak side, and playing the numbers game and where they're going to have people lined up, and we're able to have Preston break it again. Missed assignment, and the guy shot through untouched, and so we got to eliminate those plays. We got to make sure that's not not going to happen. But if you watch, kids are playing hard. There's a lot of bodies in there. You'll see it. I said it last week. They put you a body on a body, and then one guy's got to make that play. He's got to come off the block or whatever and make the play. This was a formation we weren't prepared for. We make a nice play there, but they hit us on some little screens, and maybe it'll show up later. But they hit us on that formation a little bit, and so we worked this. We put in a new punt return this week with because they did everything quick kick. They rarely line up in a punt. We made them line up in punt once, but to make sure we could get a return guy back there, and JT makes a nice return.
And then this is the touchdown that didn't quite happen. They ruled he didn't get in on this fourth down.
Yeah, and again, we got down there. We got to put that ball in the end zone.
Yeah.
Probably was a bad play call. There's probably some other things I could have went with. Went with that, didn't work. And that can't happen. We get that close to the goal line, we got to punch it in. We got to do a better job of play calling and making sure. There was just a missed opportunity. I mean, we had it wide open, we missed it. Happens, and it happened to us right there. And if you're going to play, a team this good, those opportunities we gotta land. We got to make sure we get it. So again, just our normal stuff. I think that was midline. Preston makes a great read. He did a nice job almost every read this week of making the right read, and thought he played really hard and really did a good job running our offense.
Yeah, got it on fourth down, then rolled out and ended up not finding anybody. Had good coverage
and had some time.
Yards.
Had time to decide, did he want to run it or did he want to try to throw it for the first? So punched in there, and that was again a big drive. Anytime you score there, we were able to finish, and able to put the ball in the end zone, and we should have done that to drive before as well.
And then Carthage has a big drive here, tail
1,
end,
2,
and
3.
Yeah, just lost track of him.
4 missed tackles, and really the play they were trying to set up the screen, we had it covered perfectly. So we defeated the play, and then we broke down on the scramble. Again, can't allow a guy to come through untouched, and I'd have to rewind and find out exactly what that was, but it wasn't good either way.
So they got it in. You slowed them down. I thought you might end up stopping them here, but they ended up getting in here. But you had a chance at him. Caden just came at him.
He's got to wrap up. Yeah, he can't throw his shoulder. He's got to go stick his nose in there and wrap up and not let that guy get in the end zone. And again, coming out of half right here, this was a dagger. I don't know if we expected the ball to be in the end zone because he usually does. And there, Perry does a great job of not letting him get in the end zone. That's not easy to do for a guy that doesn't tackle a lot. And he found a way to make a tackle, and I was proud of him for that.
Yeah, made a tackle, and he was being blocked. He didn't just come over.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so here probably the defining part of the game was the first few drives for us out of the half. It wasn't good. We had missed two or three missed assignments in a row, and all of a sudden we're punting. And it wasn't just one drive; it was 2 or 3 drives in a row, and so that's. And if you look, they didn't do anything different. Like it's still their defense. They just came out with some fire, and we didn't. And we can't come out of spot, but we can't come out of half and not have the same intensity as the other guys. But needed that 4th down stop. We were, I guess, inches from getting that one.
Yeah.
And basically you can see it happening here in front of us. We're self-destructing and we're on the roller coaster. Things aren't looking good, and when that happens, you just find more and more bad to occur.
Yeah.
And so we've just got to stay even keel and do this. Just get first downs. Drive the ball, get first down.
And I thought this showed some character to have this drive after they'd come all the way back and tied it up. You moved the ball, then had the big run by Preston.
Right. Not only that, we've had 3 drives in a row that got stuffed.
Yeah.
That we didn't get with 3 and out. And so we just got to do that out of half and not wait till it gets bad to do it. And again, that wasn't designed. Preston just hit the cutback, saw backers overflowing, and big play.
Yeah. So that gives you the lead, and then they came down. It was 28-21 at that point. This makes it 28-27, and they're going to just kick the extra point. You jump offside, and they decide, well, they're going to go for 2, and that set up the defense again for this one.
And I think they delayed it. I think they were going to call timeout and go for 2 either way. They were just trying to pull us off, and we took the bait. We have that same thing in our playbook. But going to that play right there, if you watch the play before that they got in, we look gassed, we look tired. It's a great play by Hicks here on the onside. But
yes.
Then all of a sudden they went for it, and our energy fire got back up, and we were able to get the stop right away. And so we just got to play with that energy. We can't wait till the game dictates when we play with that energy. We got to do it all the time.
And then, of course, this was ruled a catch rather than an interception. And whether we comment on that call or not, it set them up then to get down and have a chance.
Right. And the reality is the call is a call. Like right or wrong doesn't matter. It's whatever they call. We got to line up and play the next play. Obviously, we didn't agree with it, but it doesn't. It's not going to change like it is. We just got to line up and play the next couple of plays, and you got to give credit to them. Like they got up here and executed a down in the ball in a matter of 7 seconds, that's impressive. Like they calls went their way, but they were ready to get it done, and they won a big game, and we didn't. And so learn from it, and that's never easy, But you can see on the sidelines, like we lost our composure. We we can't do that. Like we got to be better than that, and we will be better than that. And so we learn from it. We get ready to play another game.
All right, we're going to take a break and be back with more after this on the REPMO Football Show.
This is Vanessa at Beauty and Wellness Co. At Beauty and Wellness, we are all about REPMO Spirit, and we're also about helping you optimize your internal wellness and enhance your external beauty. Whether you're looking to age gracefully or just looking for a boost of energy to help you refuel and recover, we are the place to go. Visit our spot at Highway 174 and Main Street. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Beauty Plus Wellness CO, or call us at 417-590-8200.
Go Tigers!
Welcome back to the REPMO Football Show. Before we go on, I want to thank Mark at Whataburger for providing drinks for our show all season long and for being a great supporter of Republic Tiger Sports. I want to take a look at the game by the numbers and some stats from last week. And this is one that stands out. We talk about the number of plays kind of as a proxy for time of possession every week, but they ran 63 plays, you ran 47. I thought that it looked like the defense was tired at the end of the game today.
Yeah, and that's a lot of plays, and I know it looks drastically different to the anybody in the stands, but their offense is very similar to ours. It's just out of the gun, and so their plan isn't much different than ours. Their jet motion is the same as our wraparound motion. It's just a different way of doing it. So when they do that a lot too. They try to drain the clock, and their scheme's hard to get them off the field. To get them in long yardage situations is not always easy. And so I felt like our defense played really well. but we got to get more stops. We got to get them off the field, not let them continue drives, and you know, anytime and out. I will say part of that is we 3 and out.
Yeah.
Maybe the first 3 drives in the second half, first 4. So, you know, it's as much the offense fault as the defense to have those plays. But that's something we have to win. So our offense has to control the ball, and our defense has to get stops and get them off the field.
Yeah, you talk about getting them off the field. Third down, they were 7 of 13. Not great, but then they were 2 of 4 on fourth down. But you're only 1 of 4 on fourth down, and you've been so good on fourth downs through the years. That really stands out too. They got you off the field when they needed to.
For sure, they did, and only 5 for 11 on third down. So
yeah,
that's not a lot of first downs, you know, moving the chains. And so those are things that, you know, now, again, when you play really good teams, it's not going to be as obvious as it is some weeks that you know, that's,
yeah.
But we've got to be better than that.
Preston had the bulk of the yards, really almost identical numbers to the week before. He had, I think, a couple of fewer runs, maybe a couple more runs than last week, and, you know, about the same number of yards. Did have another touchdown. Isaiah was 63 yards, and Caleb led the team in tackles with 9, but that was pretty spread out. You had a lot of guys making tackles.
Yeah, it was, like I said, and they do that to you. You know, their offense is one, and I think I said that last week. They're going to put you one-on-one, and you got to make a play. And so, you know, we had a lot of guys doing that, and obviously Norman had a good game. Preston, you know, his number was called a lot, and he broke some wide open runs and created some big plays for us. And so, you know, that's what we are. You know, that's who. You know, that's when we. You know, again, you're not sure what week it's going to be what back, but for 2 in a row here, it's been his number called a lot. And he's handled it really well and played really well, and we just fell short, but we'll get better from it.
All right. That's a look at the game by the numbers. We're going to take a break and be back with a couple of players after this on the REPMO Football Show. Welcome back to the REPMO Football Show, joined by Landon Harper, one of the offensive linemen that makes things go up front for the Tigers. And this is not your first year starting. You've had a role in the offense for 3 seasons. How have things changed for you since that first season?
Well, first season I was really nervous to play, and I was just trying to do my best and kind of like just make a name for myself, because I knew that I wasn't very good, so I was just trying my hardest. And so and now I feel like I'm more of like a leader aspect, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went from the bottom of the O-line because I started playing sophomore year. Everybody else has been playing before me then. Me and Chance did that. We went in at blocking tight end for Army, our double tight formation. And it started then, and like I really just tried to do my best. And then I looked up to a lot of those guys because they've been doing it for a long time before me. And then after they left, it kind of just took the role where like me and Chance kind of became like leaders in it, because it kind of switched to us.
Yeah.
And so it really just changed from like going in as a new like sophomore, not really knowing what's going on, to one of like the leaders. So
What'd you learn from those guys ahead of you that you looked up to that you try to carry out now?
yeah, so like Carter Nation, I mean, he's obviously a big leader. I learned to like always play your hardest, even because he was very undersized and he didn't let that affect him. And like I know for me, for college ball, I'm undersized, and I'm trying not to let that affect me and just play my hardest and just keep going. And also like whenever, one thing I really noticed coming into it was how like locked in and serious they treated it. And like it wasn't just like, yeah, it's a game, you're gonna have fun, but what's fun is winning, not jacking around. And so that's just one thing I really focus on too.
What's your relationship like with Chance, having shared these seasons with him and kind of grown up in the system together?
Well, it's really good. Me and him are like, we're best friends, so it's just, I mean, we talk about everything, football and not, so it's just great that I get to play next to him, because I have for so long, and I feel like it helps our like connection as an offensive line too, because all of us are like best friends on the offensive line. We're all good buddies. So
We talk a lot about Caleb Norman kind of leading the defense, but what's the communication like on the line, just between you guys when a play's unfolding? What kind of communication is there?
I mean, we have to have a lot, because with there's backers and shifts that happen, a lot of shifts, because they got us sometimes, and so when they see that, they try even more to get us.
Yeah.
And so we just got to communicate and just talk between ourselves, because we know what to do. We just got to communicate and make sure that we're doing our thing.
Do you have a favorite kind of run play that you like to block for?
Well, when I can do my path right, I love 50 trap because I can blow up the backer. But last game it wasn't great. I couldn't get my path right, so I'll have to fix that. But definitely that, because a lot of times I can blindside the backer and just smoke him. So
What do you feel like you need to work on beyond that not working last week? But what do you feel like the line and the offense in general needs to continue improving at this point in the season?
I think we can just keep getting better in communicating, because that's a big thing. If you don't communicate, you probably won't be successful. So that's one, and then also just keeping our pad level down and doing everything that Coach says, because when we start to do like our own thing, like he preaches out a lot. Like he can have a plan, but if we don't follow it, then it's on us. And that's one thing we need to do better on, is taking all the right footwork, because that footwork has a lot to do with it. If you're supposed to go down and you step with your outside foot, you're already a step behind. And so that, and then one thing I can work on is like my pass setting, because we don't do much of that. And like when we do, I kind of get beat some, so I can definitely be better on that.
So you've had a couple of big games in a row. You got another one coming up Friday.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy the most about just Friday nights?
I love being out there with all my teammates and best friends. Like, that's one thing, and obviously winning. So, and then just going out there and playing as hard as you can, and in front of like the crowd, because everybody, like, I feel like we have a really good like fan base, and I know you do a lot with that, so it really helps. Like, it gets everybody involved. Like this right here.
Yeah.
I mean, like, a lot of schools don't do that, so it just kind of gets everybody involved.
That's
and
Coach Cornelson's idea.
and it gets us excited about it. And so, like, that's what I like about it, is kind of just the environment. It's really big at every game, even if, like, our home crowds are always big.
Yeah.
Like, since Cornelson's been here, I can't think of a time that we haven't had a big crowd.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to the most?
Well, really, just senior year, finishing strong. We're not gonna leave anything on the table. We're going for it. So, really, just finishing. I mean, we had a tough loss last week, but we can't let that stop us. We got to use that as fuel to. I mean, we should have beat them, and we know that we're the better team. And we got to go out there, and when we see them again, we will beat them. So,
All right.
we ready.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Landon Harper. We'll have Mason Whitworth coming up after this on the REPMO Football Show. Welcome back to the REPMO Football Show. Mason Whitworth, linebacker, joins us, and big part of the defensive success this year. The defense has really stepped up this season in some key moments, and this is your first consistent chance to be out there all the time on Friday night. What's it like this season to get that opportunity?
It's amazing. I mean, just going out there playing with all my friends that we've grown up with, and it's been really good. When we work as a unit, I mean, we show what we can do. We're pretty unstoppable as a defense when we all work and put the puzzle together.
I asked Landon what his favorite part of Friday night is. What's your favorite part of Friday night?
Just walking out there, seeing the big crowd, and just knowing you're about to play a great game of football with your friends, with your family that you've created over the years, and just knowing that we can go out there and get the win against any team we play.
How do you feel like you've improved from the beginning of the season to now, or even from the beginning of last season to now?
I feel like I wasn't as acclimated to the Friday night games.
Yeah.
Like, the difference between JV and varsity it's night and day. I was nervous at the start a little bit. It wasn't really playing like as I know I can, but then as the season progresses, I know I can hang with these guys, and I know I can play football with them. I mean, I can stack up to the better people.
Have you started, I don't want to say not thinking, but not having to think through what you're going to do on the field?
Yeah.
Obviously there's thought, but
yeah. There's certain things that, I mean, you can go make a play on, or just like, you can make the play. I mean, you kind of just know that, but there's obviously reading.
Yeah.
You got to read the play, but as soon as you know, you can go. And I think I've better learned how to read and see the offense as I've played along the season.
Seems like you and I haven't looked at the numbers lately, but the defense on fourth and short has been solid all year.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like about those situations, and do you have one that comes to mind?
The Webb City one. I mean, that one was a big stop. I think we all knew that we had to go out there and make a play to get our offense back on there to win the game, and we all played as a unit, and we all did our job, and we all fired off. That was the hardest we've played as a defense all year, and it showed. I mean, we got the stop when it mattered.
I talked to Landon on the offensive side about communication and on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, among the linebackers and the rest of the defense, talk to me about communication.
Well, we have a game plan that we all have to go out there and do our job, and I like to say we're all pieces of the puzzle, and when we put it together, I mean, we're unstoppable. We know what we're supposed to do, and when we do our job, I mean, we're pretty hard to beat.
So rest of the season, you've got Neosho this week, and pretty soon it'll be coming around to playoff time.
Yep.
What do you feel like the defense needs to continue to do well or to improve on to make a run?
Yeah, I think that last game, it's gonna light a fire under us, and we're gonna play like we've never played before. We're gonna be firing off on all cylinders. We're just gonna be playing with all of our heart and all of our God-given abilities.
All right. Well, good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Mason Whitworth. We'll be back with more after this on the REPMO Football Show. Welcome back to the REPMO Football Show. David Brazil with Coach Ryan Cornelson. Just about time to wrap it up, but we want to talk about Neosho, your opponent, coming in here this week. And after Webb City and Carthage, would be easy to overlook Neosho, but they took Webb City down to the wire. They're a good football team.
Yeah, they should have beat Webb City, or they had them on the ropes. And honestly, they should have beat Joplin pretty handily. They fumbled 3 times and had a pick, and so to me, man, they're a really good football team. I think their quarterback, running back are probably the best two combination, that 1-2 punch in the backfield that we've seen, and then we've seen some good ones. But these two guys are really good. They've got 2 interior linemen, offensive linemen. They both play defensive as well, and those are 2 of the best that we've seen. So I really feel like they've got 4 of the best players in the conference on one team. And if you look at their offense, they've averaged rushing over 300 yards a game, throwing over 200 a game. So nobody's really slowed them down, and so they're awfully good. It's a drastically different team of Neosho than a year ago. Like when you look at them, they're good. Like we're gonna have to play it, and I told the kids that this week is, this isn't no different than the last 2 games. You're gonna have to play extremely well to win, and if you don't, you won't. So our kids, they're aware of it. Obviously, you come off the emotional roller coaster that we didn't want to be on. We got on it. We got beat. So now we got to come back and get off that roller coaster and get back to work. Make sure we fix what needs to be fixed and play better through 4 quarters this week than we did a week ago. It's no different than every week. You got to try to take away the run. Obviously, when they got those, it's a little bit tougher when they've got 2 back there. They don't just hand to one guy. They got 10. Carthage was that way as well. So it's hard to get them off the field because they got 2 weapons back there. They can hit you. Basically, they gain a gap by gaining them 2 guys that can run it back there. So offensively, we got to do what we do. We've got to make the right reads. We got to get the push at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give you a lot of different fronts and highlight those 2 interior guys. Like those 2 guys are good, and they're going to move them around and try to put you in a bind with them. And we just got to get off the ball and do what we do and do it really well.
All right. Good luck Friday.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for the REPMO Football Show. We'll have live coverage of Republic and Neosho starting around 6:40 on the Republic Tiger Sports YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.